Okay, it's Tuesday, August 29th, 11:11 a.m. or now 11:12 a.m. And just want to do a quick video. Let me get the disclaimer out of the way. This is not financial advice. This is only to be used as entertainment. Please do your own research on everything. So I'll just talk a little bit about Million Token and Bitcoin and what I've been doing recently since I did do a buy yesterday. Million Token, let's just take a look at the Etherscan. And there's just a few transactions, half a dozen or so every day. So not a lot of traffic. And right now the price is like $1.50. It's been going down just like most of the altcoins. I think Million Token, because it's like a micro cap and the staking pool dried up a few months ago. So it'll probably be like the last altcoin that will rally. When the altcoins rally, I don't think Million Token will rally. Initially, it'll probably be like one of the last ones. That's just my hunch. And if you believe in the project, obviously, buy at your own risk. I haven't bought any yet, even though these are fantastic prices in my opinion. But I also, looking at my own risk levels, I've got a good percent of the supply, and I don't need to buy anymore. I think I'm still the largest whale unless somebody comes out and says they have X amount of tokens. So, yeah. So, but I may still buy, but I'm having fun buying Bitcoin right now. So those are my thoughts on Million Token. Tech Lead, he came out with this token like 2 years ago, I think. For whatever reason, he's not really talking about it much on his YouTube channel. So it's just kind of odd. Most founders talk about their coin, like Charles Hoskins with Cardano, and the other ones as well. So that kind of has me scratching my head. But it's a limited supply. It's evenly distributed. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this. So, but I'm still holding my tokens. That's really all I wanted to cover on Million Token. It's just a kind of wait and see thing. Yesterday, I did buy Bitcoin because I'm just trying to keep to taking my own advice. I think I said in the past video that, if Million Token goes sideways for a while, even if the price doesn't go down, I'm still going to buy. So I kind of aped in a little bit yesterday. I got a big buy order under 26,000 because it was, hovering around 26,000 since August 18th. So quite a while. And when it went below 26,000, all the money I had on the exchange, I just canceled all my limit orders and just bought one order and sent it to my wallet. And I sent more money to the exchange yesterday too, which would take usually 7 days to clear if I want to send funds to my wallet, but I could buy if I wanted to. And what I'm doing now is I'm looking at the stock market. So there's gaps that need to be filled, right? We've got this one down here. And I've said this before. I still anticipate the market to go down to fill that gap, which would be a drop of about now like a 5% or so. To fill that gap, there's gaps up above too, which would be really painful if it went up to like 45, 65 on the S&P 500 and then go back down to fill that gap. That would fake a lot of people out. It would be max pain right there. And the futures of the S&P 500, we've got that gap down here too. So what I'm doing, because I did do a big buy order for Bitcoin yesterday. I'm going to wait. If the price continues to go up from here, great. I'll just hodl my bag and just live a little bit, right? Vacations, dinners, whatever. And if the gap gets filled down here, then obviously I think Bitcoin will drop its price below 26,000 again. Hopefully, if it fills that gap, I'm guessing Bitcoin might hit like 23,000 and change or something like that. I'll put another big order of Bitcoin down here. But I think, hodlers like me, we're always looking for good discounts. So let's take a quick look on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Generally when we're below this green line, it's been a good time to buy. It doesn't happen too often. So that that's another reason why I bought down here before the pump today. And I found this old chart. I was sharing this with some of my friends. I think this is a 200 weekly moving average, a white line. And historically, it's been a good time to buy when if it goes below it or around it. Like we're 25% into this bull run, I think. And that was another reason why I decided to buy yesterday, because it's been a while since I bought Bitcoin, and I guess I was getting a little impatient. So, what happened today with Bitcoin? So, Bitcoin is pumping after Grayscale defeated SEC in court, paving the way for the first spot ETF in the USA. I don't know the details about this, but I think there's a Twitter, talk about going on right now if you want to listen to it. I guess this just happened because, Bitcoin had a huge pump just recently. I'm sure a lot of YouTubers will be doing their emergency videos about this. I'm kind of ignoring this pump. I'm just, I wouldn't buy into this pump right now. I'm sure it's going to have a correction. It looks like it kind of hit resistance along this 21 weekly moving average EPA. So it could come right back down. But let's see on the weekly exponential ribbon, what is that showing? I think we're back into it. It'd be nice to get above it and hold support. But the S&P 500, we were hitting this moving average for resistance a couple times. We're above it now, which would be great if we could stay above that line. But there's just so much macro, like the Fed. I don't want to fight the Fed. The Fed is going to do what it can to probably increase unemployment to bring down inflation. Increase. I assume they're still going to increase interest rates until something breaks. And if you watch Terrace Financial YouTube channel, if the 70s repeat, we'll probably have more deflation for like another year and then a lot of inflation. So if we have another year of, stock and asset prices going down, I'm just using that as a buying opportunity, because when it flips and we have inflation roaring its head like it did in, the 80s or late 70s, I think Bitcoin's going to just skyrocket. And now, you've heard more information about the BRICS, China and Russia getting more countries on board with that. Peter Zohan, he doesn't think it's a big deal, but, he gets paid by the government, so he's not going to give you, an objective view. But most people think this is more, a nail in the coffin for the dollar, which I tend to agree. Eventually, I think, you shouldn't trust any country with the currency. It should just be decentralized Bitcoin. And eventually, maybe in my lifetime, oil will be priced in Bitcoin and most trading will be done in Bitcoin, because it's, decentralized. No government can really manipulate it. But, I can see why governments want to, print money, because, fund wars and, their programs at the expense of, stealing from their citizens. That's basically how I see it. So, I'm going to hodl my position if Bitcoin continues to go up, but I'm waiting for this S&P 500 gap to get filled. If it gets filled, then I'm going to do a large Bitcoin buy again and wait. If we have a whole year of continuing prices to go down, well, then we have a whole year of, buying more opportunities. There's no rush for me to try to buy the bottom. I don't mind buying the bottom for a whole year. I'm not, I can't time the bottom, but I'm very patient. So that's it. Congratulations if you're enjoying this pump. I don't know if it's going to last. This is BLX, so this is this is yesterday's price. So right now we're at 27,319. So I guess I enjoy it while it lasts, because the exponential ribbon can act as resistance, and other factors like the Fed, mainly the Fed. If the Fed sees people getting too rich off the market going up higher, I'm sure they're going to raise interest rates to bring down inflation. That's their mandate. And I think that's about it. So if you like this type of content, give me a like, subscribe. Oh, you know what else I wanted to cover real quick? Sorry about this. It's always on the back of my head. So with all this Bitcoin ETF, half a dozen of them or so in the pipeline, it's eventually they're going to get passed. And eventually I think it'll be more easy for people in America to buy Bitcoin in their 401k plans. But, we need spot Bitcoin ETFs. I know some 401ks can buy it through Grayscale, but that's really not the way to do it, and their fees are high. So when it becomes more accessible, through Bitcoin ETFs, through their 401k, and it's promoted that you should have like 3 or 4 or 5% of your portfolio in Bitcoin or something. It'll eventually be pushed onto the 401k investors. Bitcoin's going to be at a much higher price by then. I don't know when it's going to happen, if it's going to be a year from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now. But, I've said in the past, buy Bitcoin now before the common person does. Because when the common person does, it's going to be like 400% or like $100,000 or something like that. And, they're not even going to be able to buy one Bitcoin, because as more and more people buy into Bitcoin, it's just going to push the price up much higher, and the average person won't be able to buy even one Bitcoin. That was kind of my mentality in 2017 when Bitcoin was $20,000, and I'm like, it'd be nice to have a couple Bitcoin, and even that price, it was really hard. But when it came down to like 3,000, well, then you can acquire a lot more. But I think these prices at 15,000 back in late last year, and now at almost 27,000. If we continue to go up from here in a general sense, it's going to just make it so hard for the average person to even own one Bitcoin. Especially if I heard that most of the people on Coinbase are institutional buyers, like 2/3 of the people on Coinbase are institutional buyers. So they've got bags. They don't want to buy it too fast because it'll push the price up too fast. But we saw on the 4-hour chart how it went sideways for quite a while. Now the trend is down, so I kind of figured it was going to break down. But I guess with the news from the grayscale, we had a nice pump of about almost 5%. Yep. So those are my thoughts. Buy before the common person buys it in their 401k, because when the 401k launched, and that just really launched the stock market from the 80s on. And same thing's going to happen with Bitcoin. We'll still have the cycles, but I think, once you open up that door for the 401k investors, the bear markets will be a lot less painful. I think. I don't think it'll be so bad. I don't think we'll have those 70 or 80% drawdowns if everybody keeps gobbling up those Bitcoin. But man, you have no idea how high the price of Bitcoin is going to be when, our kids and their kids are going to be buying Bitcoin through their paychecks every, just dollar cost averaging. So buy now and hodl. And, I think you're going to have great generational wealth in the future. Okay, everybody, have a good one. If you like this, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below. Bye-bye.